So what do you want to do with that?
I mean, I think from a super humble, perspective that from A to Z, you're still, like, as a 10-year-old kid, you inspired a lot of people to be able to go out there and try it. Whatever it was or is.
Yeah.
And to this day, I mean, I see your stuff online and kite surfing and all these things.
Oh, right.
It's fucking crazy still. Like, it's other ways of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that much different. I always say that, like, you think it was so dangerous for us to go to the Whiskey A Go-Go at night, I mean, as a kid, one thing that's kind of crazy, when I was 10, I remember my friends didn't come to pick me up one night, so I just walked to the Whiskey A Go-Go alone through the city.
Nice.
And I remember doing that, and actually I walked back once as well, which was at 2 in the morning. And I think back on that, my daughter's 10 now, and I think, geez, man, I was going to clubs alone. I think one of the biggest differences between, like, paranoia and just, like, a good cautious fear, I think that is paranoia is when it's just not real.
Right.
You know what I mean? When there is no chance of anything ever going down, you don't need any of that stuff. But in the city, and at least where we grew up, and in the times that we grew up, which I think maybe it was more dangerous back then, or maybe it is now, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that, there were a couple instances where I was threatened. And luckily I didn't have to, like, hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But it sure was a good thing, a good deterrent for people to not mess around with me. Or, people that are potentially really scary, usually if you don't mess around with them,
they're not going to mess with you.
They don't mess with you. I think that kind of mind your own business, go your own way, let you be you and let me be me. And I think that living through that punk rock thing also made it so that you can be kind of calm under those circumstances as well.
Right.
And that's also been, like, a really great gift that it's sort of given me into my later days, being older. And
you don't get freaked out by everything.
Not as easily, not as easily. Because we lived through it so much, and we'd seen so many people. I mean, I don't think there was one show. I mean, I remember at one point, I said, God, I can't remember the last show that I've been to where there wasn't a fight.
Right.
Where there wasn't a big altercation, remember?
Right.
Bands were getting banned from places and all this stuff, and so that was an interesting, an interesting life. But now going back to why I ended up in the punk scene, or from the punk scene into yoga, that's a perfect reason why. Yoga has become mainstream now, so people are less.
Right.
They understand that it's really like a mental physical discipline. So it no longer is, Stephen became a Hare Krishna.
Right. Right. You don't get that.
Not anymore. I did for years.
I remember.
For years I did. And that punk rock thing was like, I was like, well, they didn't really accept me when I was punk rock, so this is kind of the same thing all over again.
I don't think you woke up and were like, I'm going to teach yoga. I'm going to be cool. They're going to accept me. It was a lifestyle.
No, it was like it was also the same thing. It's like, we didn't say, like, we're going to be cool because we're punk rock. I mean, I got a lot of crap for being a punk, and then I got a lot of crap for being a yoga teacher, which is funny now on both ends, because, like, being a punk rock is old-fashioned, punk rocker is old-fashioned.
Right.
When I see kids dressed with bondage, outfits on, so I'm like, oh, look at those old-fashioned guys.
Right.
And then, like, with the yoga thing, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, he's teaching yoga. That's like everyone and their mom is a yoga teacher now. So
because it caught up with you.
It caught up, right? So being ahead of that curve, that's just normal. And I mean, I think now I am with Yoga Escape, with the surround environments. I think I'm still starting a new genre of training, and, like, doing that is going to be a whole thing. I'm waiting for technology to catch up to become affordable, where I can actually do like, I'm waiting for holograms and stuff.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That's what I want to move towards. I think that you have to use all of your knowledge, you have to use all of your wisdom, and make it apply to something. Like, make that, whatever that is, whatever that thing is, that's where it is now for me as I've gotten older. Make it apply to your life. Don't just waste it.
Right.
If you got a lot of anger, become a fighter.
Right.
If you got a lot of stuff to say, become a writer. You got a bunch of stuff you want to make with your hands. You can't keep your hands still. Make some kind of artwork or clothing or something.
Right.
Use that, harness that energy that you have and the things that you love doing, and somehow, hopefully, eventually, you'll be able to make a living off of it. And if you can do that, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to head out. But thanks, man.
All right,
That was so cool catching up.
All right, good talking with you. All right, guys.
See ya.